Hi guys and welcome here to the channel. So I'm actually quite excited for this video because today we'll be analyzing Tesla, and we'll not only be analyzing, going through boring numbers on some kind of balance sheet, we'll be taking a look at this website that makes it very easy for you to get an idea about the valuation, which is very interesting about this stock because we all know it's probably a bit expensive because it has been growing so much right now, but we don't know how overvalued it is and the past performance and what it's going to do in the future. We are getting answers for things like that on this very handy website called Simply Wall Street. So we're going to analyze the stock, also take a tiny bit of a look on this Q1 results that has come out recently, just to point out some key details, and then we'll talk about whether or not this crazy valuation is actually somewhat fair or if it's just all out the door and we should never buy this stock. So I'm going to give you some of the pros and some of the cons for this stock because there's a lot. So let's get right into it here with the Q1 results. Just a quick little thing here before we get into the fun stuff. So you can see here in Q1 they achieved our highest vehicle production and delivers. They, in spite of multiple challenges including seasonality, supply chain instability, and also they surpassed 1 billion in net income, and in this year, if you don't know, they got profitable for the first time this year. So that is very nice because it's kind of risky trading at such a high valuation if they're not even profitable, right? So now they're profitable, that is good. So now let's get into the fun stuff here. So first of all, a little summary if you have never heard about Tesla. Designs, develops, manufactures, leases and sells electric vehicles and energy generation storage systems in United States, China and internationally. Also a thing that is very good about this stock is that they are in so many different areas. They make batteries, they make cars, of course, they are actually also an insurance company, and they also make solar panels for houses. They have a lot of things that they can provide that provides like less risk. Basically, if one of the businesses, one of the like sub businesses starts doing poorly, then they can just profit off of the others. Here you can see the long-term price volatility versus market, and this is very interesting because here you can see the market volatility and the industry, which is the US auto volatility. So the car industry, and Tesla is around the same volatility. Here is the US market, right? So it's quite volatile. It's a quite volatile stock. Also, we can see that when we take a look at the stock price here later. Here is the valuation, guys, and don't get shocked because it's 350% overvalued. Its fair price is apparently $150 a share, and it is 600, almost 700 bucks a share. That is quite a bummer, you might be thinking, but I'm going to give you a couple reasons why this is actually kind of made up for because of some of the things that are probably going to happen in the future to this company if we believe in the statistics. For example, if we take a look at the future growth right here, you can see that their earnings are forecast to grow with 31.9% a year. That is very good, and you can see checks a lot of boxes right here, which we will take a look at what they are. They mean. So you can see the revenue, the blue, it's going to go up a lot, and the earnings as well. But if we take a look at this down here, Tesla's forecast earnings growth is above their savings rate. Tesla's earnings are forecast to grow faster than the US market. Earnings are expected to grow significantly over the next 3 years. Tesla's revenue is forecast to grow faster than the US market, and it's forecast to grow more than 20% a year. Definitely some very good things here. Kind of makes up for some part of the valuations, but they're still 3.5 times over their price, so we need kind of a bit more before we can say that it's a fair price. Here you can see the past performance. It has a 33.8% historical annual earnings growth, so that will continue kind of the same earnings growth. Yeah, you can see it has just went up a lot here the last couple of years, and they have apparently good quality earnings, which is important, and they became profitable last year. That is very good, and of course something that we expect from a company on this scale. The financial health is looking very good. You can see they check a lot of boxes right here. Tesla's short-term assets exceeds its short-term liabilities. Tesla's short-term assets exceeds its long-term liabilities. Here are some good things also. Tesla's debt-to-equity ratio is considered satisfactory. Tesla's debt-to-equity ratio has been reduced over the past 5 years. Tesla's debt is well covered by operating cash flow. Tesla's interest payments on its debt are well covered by earnings before interest and taxes. So very, very good financial position, very good future for this company, it looks like, when we take a look at the future growth. So it has been performing pretty well the past couple of years, but it's going to perform very well in the future according to analysts. And it has a very nice financial position, and that provides less risk. When we have a good foundation, a good financial position, that means that it's kind of, the company is probably not going to go bankrupt. If we saw this, they had tons of debt and they had no cash flow and all this stuff, then we would be a little bit more concerned about whether or not the company could actually survive. So that is definitely not a problem here. But it is never safe to be in the market. Yeah, I'm not a financial advisor, so don't listen to me. But something that is pretty interesting also is the insider trading, because you can see here the ownership, insider trading volume. You can see in the past 3 months, a dude here, I don't know what he's called, but he sold 30,000 shares. And there's another guy who has bought like nothing, but he sold a lot of shares, and that is of course concerning, because if insiders inside the company, private people who are shareholders in the company, are selling their positions, that means they probably know something that you don't. So you kind of have to look out for that. If everyone inside the company is selling their stocks, they are probably not believing in the company, and maybe you should reconsider your investment. But there will always be some trading volume inside the company. You can't really say that much from just one sale, but yeah, it's definitely concerning that people are not buying in more. Hey, actually, it's Kimbale Musk. Maybe that is like his brother or something. Yeah, Kimbale Musk. Yeah, it's actually his brother that has just sold a lot of shares in the company. He just freed up like 25 mil. Yeah, so nice for him. And if you're interested in the ownership breakdown, then you can see right here. This is institutions, they own almost 50%, and general public 31%, and this is individual insiders. Owns 20% of the company. So yeah, Elon Musk ownership, he owns almost 20%, and yeah, not really too much more to be said. But we still need to take a look at the stock price, because it has been going up and down a bit. So as we all know, it has skyrocketed here since 2020. It just blew completely up with 500 and something percent, and now it has plunged a little bit. You can see it has went down with like 25%. If we take a look at the year to date here, it is actually in the red with 7% or so. Not too concerning, I think. It will definitely take a spike again, I think. But there are a lot of competitors to Tesla. They have a great product, but it's not like premium in any way. It's definitely not a Lamborghini, right? It's kind of it's an everyday car. It's an everyday driver. So, and there's a lot of competition in this niche, because it's a very expensive car. It is a very expensive car. It is a great product, but it is expensive, and there's other alternatives that is maybe less pricey. They have their solar panels are very nicely priced. If you want cheap solar panels, I can tell you that Tesla is probably up there in some of the cheapest. So they are in the front with a lot of these things, but I will say that there are probably some competition. So right now, when we think of electric vehicles, we immediately think about Tesla. But I know in the future, when everyone has got an electric vehicle, then people won't just be thinking about Tesla. That is probably Elon Musk's wish to have it that way, but I think not everybody can afford a Tesla. Of course, they make new versions, different kinds of versions, cheaper and more expensive for broader variety of people. But there's going to be some tiny company in China that is just going to sell it absolutely cheap. Yeah, so that is my main concern for this company. Its valuation is very high also, but I see why it's high. Maybe not that high, but yeah, I think about buying this company as well myself, but I don't know when I'm going to do it. But if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. It really helps me out, and I have spent a lot of time researching and making this video, so it will really help if you just smashed it, and maybe also subscribed if you wanted to see some more of the stock reviews or stuff like that in the future. Get some ideas for some investments. Subscribe down below. You can always change your mind, and write a comment if there's anything that I missed. But with that said, guys, that was pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.